Quote, high school changes people. Some for the better, some for the worse. But if one thing is true, you find out who your real friends are. Anonymous.
Mr. Don Brotherman vlogging too?
New guy.
Nigga said new guy. Nigga
6'1". Just want to let everybody know he's 6'1".
Nigga, I'm 6'2". Nigga, I'm 6'2".
I hope you're not running out my space, Christian, alright?
Ain't no from doing that.
And with
We got enough time.
don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge.
I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
So, where do we begin? 5 years ago, 2016, we met here, the Collegiate Institute of Math and Science. The school is located in Allerton, right near Pelham Parkway. Funny thing is, only one out of God knows how many people in this group live here. There used to be 4, sometimes there's 6, sometimes there's 7, 8. At its max, it was like 9, 10. Nobody knows. But all of this means the likelihood of all of this happening was slim to none. There was no zone schools. There was no, only David lives here. Who knew an Albanian, a Dominican, a Mexican, a Jamaican, a Frenchman, 2 Puerto Ricans, 2 Bangladesh kids, a Ghanaian, and 1 American would all be friends? This is 4 for 4. In every good story, there's a beginning. The part where the focal characters are meeting for the very first time, not knowing the future outcomes. Unaware of the faces they will soon bond and make memories with. In 2016, 4 for 4 wasn't a thing. At the time, it was just a deal served at your local Wendy's. My brothers and I were young 5 years ago and didn't really know much about life. From the ups and downs, we still remain. Join me as your guide in the very first episode in this mini-series. This is 4 for 4. Alright, so how was your freshman year of high school?
It was alright. It was like, I remember, it was like the first day we had a living environment. That's how I met you. Whoa, what did you ask me?
Well,
you remember?
I do.
The first thing you asked me.
It was extremely terrifying. I didn't know anyone else in this school at all. I was worried about what kind of people I was gonna meet. And thankfully, I think I met the right crowd.
Depressing. Very, very depressing. I came into school, I didn't know any single person, not one person. And the first class I had was gym class, which is already an L. But I did get used to it. And it was all seniors in that class too. It was just I was the only freshman. So it was just straight, I do nobody.
I'd say it was very confusing because you're fresh out of middle school, everything's new to you. I didn't know much people heading into it, so I'd say it was very fresh, very confusing.
Well, my freshman year it was kind of boring. Like nothing really happened. I didn't really talk to anybody. I was really like, what do you call it? Like
Timid,
yeah, shy.
It was complete ass, very boring. I only had like a few couple of friends. That's it.
Freshman in high school?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Freshman was fun. No, it was fun. First day, I was kind of lost, kind of boring. I didn't know nobody there. So it's like it was like the experience. I came in, I was kind of a weirdo. Stick to myself, quiet. That's what until I met my friend Andre, you know, at the gym.
Tell me about your freshman year in high school.
I remember a lot. I don't remember anything probably.
Anything.
Met a lot of people. That was good.
The most common answer I heard while interviewing was lost, confused, and bored. Coming into high school, a lot of us came from different schools and situations. I myself don't really remember too much, but it was an interesting experience. The first person I actually met was Miguel.
The first person I ever met in 404 was Dre.
Tell me more about that. In my interview, I talked about you were the first person I met.
Yeah.
I talked about the things that we used to talk about freshman year. Elaborate on some of those earlier conversations.
It was pretty bad, but it was fucking hilarious. I remember the beginning was talking about Call of Duty, BO3. He was using specialists just to kill everybody. It's like, oh yeah, we use a Ripper. And I remember one joke, it was like, we're at the bathroom, and if someone opened the bathroom, you have to use the Ripper or active camo to disguise themselves. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, they were all.
It was terrible.
I think they're still funny to this day.
No, some of them are pretty good. I really like some of them pretty good. But the one that's, in my opinion, a classic is the Big Time Rush memes.
Oh yeah, Big Time Miguel. Tell me about that.
This was before the whole like meme thing, so it was pretty funny at the beginning, but we kind of prolonged it a little bit. We were doing it for like months. It was to the point where just writing Big Time Miguel everywhere. It was like, okay, it was funny in the beginning, but it got really lame really fast. But it's still a great memory.
This segues into the other question. Who was the first person you met?
You, unfortunately.
You want to tell the story on our first conversation?
Yeah, bro. You've always been really tiny. So yeah, this tiny, charismatic man is just sitting there with what was like two other people. It was like Christian and some
Amy.
Oh yeah, Amy. Yeah.
It was Amy.
Yeah.
So it's like these three people. They have history and whatever. They know each other. And I'm just this kid. This kid. I'm not. They don't really know me and whatever. Like, he was like, yo, what did you do this summer? And I was like, I ain't do nothing. Niggas was just laughing, but like, to me, that's what I did. Literally, I didn't do nothing. So
You said you were breathing.
I said that?
Yeah, you was like.
But that's what I meant. I was trying to be like, I didn't do nothing. So, and you would just come around, you know, being your annoying self. You know what I'm saying? 4 years straight, bro. That's always how it went. Every day was something else with this nigga.
Probably would have to be you in Spanish class.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We did have.
Walked out of the Spanish class, and you was like, "Yo, bro, you was." So, I know you was exaggerating, but it was funny, nonetheless.
Was that how that happened?
Yeah.
So you tell the story. So you walked out on the first day.
No, it wasn't the first. It was like later on, like a few weeks after school had started. I was sucking at Spanish, even though I'm Hispanic, right? It's sad. Shit. I don't.
Just walked out.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I got tired of it, walked out. I did not show up to class for like 2 days, and then when I decided, fuck it, let me just go back. And then you was like, yo, what's up, bro? Yeah, man, you was like a rebel out there. I'm not gonna lie, since you was so short, I'm looking at you like, who the fuck is this little ass nigga, bro? Can I say that?
No, yeah, of course.
Alright. Just looking at this little kid, I'm like, bro, who is you? But because, you was nice, I was like, fuck it. I guess you're cool.
We was like, it's like just a coincidence. Like, it was just a coincidence. I feel like it was meant to happen because, like, oh, don't worry about that. He approached me. I was on my spot by myself, and he approached me surprisingly. He was like, "Oh, you're a little bored over there, man. Like, you want to talk to somebody?" And I was like, no, right? And then it's like,
you do remember?
Yes, I do remember how we first met.
It was in gym class.
Yes, it was kind of awkward for like a first experience, but like after a while, we realized that me and him had most of the class together, and we got closer and closer and closer over the time,
You know, funny enough, I wasn't always the greatest friend to Daryl when I first met him. He had a crush on this one girl I was close with as a freshman because she went to my middle school. I thought it would be funny if he asked her out. I convinced him to write an anonymous love letter in which he spelled the girl's name wrong. After I decided to stop being a dickhead for 3 days, we became close friends.
What do y'all? This your boy, Young Baber, fucking heads up.
How was your freshman year in high school?
My freshman year in high school was pretty interesting. Why am I lying? No, it wasn't. It was quite a blur, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit of a simpy boy. You know, I didn't really do much. Was confined to a female, you know, simp shit. But yeah, that's...
Okay, who was the first person you met?
First person I met in the group was Miguel, and then afterwards, I think it was you.
Well, tell me about the first time meeting Miguel, since he was the first person you met.
Well,
How was that like?
I met Miguel through this kid named Francis, who moved away like halfway through the year. I don't know what reason. He didn't like give us a explanation on what was going on.
Upstate New York.
Yeah, he did. But yeah,
he got me into 13 Reasons Why. He was big to that. Talk to me about your relationship with Miguel.
Me and Miguel were good friends, you know. We crack jokes when jokes can be cracked. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like team morale, man. Team morale. That's team morale. That's it.
Alright, who else did you meet freshman year? Like, I know I was the first person you met, but who else did you come across?
Countering you brought a freaking mass increase of people that were associated with you. You know what I'm saying? Came Darrell, David, pretty much. Yeah, that was about it. But over time, like sophomore year, junior year, yeah, your numbers increased, and since they fuck with you, they fuck with me. So that's how it went.
Do you remember much your freshman year?
Freshman year, yeah, I remember a lot. Like shit was so freaking cringe. Like looking back at it, a lot of it I try to repress, but like you know what I'm saying, it sticks with you.
I also met I think Syed. We met because we go to the same middle school. Okay. So that was like a perfect beginning to it. Talked about that shit, and then you know over time we became really comfortable with each other. Syed became too comfortable in my personal opinion, and yeah, I met him. And then who else? I met this kid, Wally class.
That kid is Joshua.
That man is Joshi. And Angel. Oh, gross. I didn't really meet him. He met me technically. This man was following me after school, trying to, you know, budge into my little friend group, and somehow the man did it. I have no fucking clue, but good for him, I guess.
Who was the first person you met?
First person? It's probably Taif. I don't remember in which class, but I'm pretty sure it was Taif.
Who else did you meet your freshman year?
I'm not really sure.
You want me to run down the names? I know me personally, I didn't know you until later. Did you know Miguel your freshman year? Anybody in the Trinity? Syed, Joshi, Christian, Deivid, anybody? Or was it only Taif?
Pretty sure it was only Taif. Because then again, I was really shy. I didn't really talk to anyone. At least from what I remember, I'm sure it was just Taif.
An Angel. Oh, gross. I didn't really meet him. He met me technically. This man was following me after school, trying to, you know, budge into my little friend group.
Okay, so clearly someone is lying because both stories are not adding up. I love how there are already plot holes in this series when we're still on episode 1. But yeah, somebody's lying.
Who else did you meet in the group freshman year?
Syed.
Syed? Okay.
No, not Taif. Taif, my bad.
Taif?
And I didn't even know he went to our school.
Anybody else in the group that you encountered?
I met David.
David, okay.
But that was through the counselor. And that's when he first transferred. I don't even think that was freshman year. That might have been sophomore year.
Well, okay, we'll talk about sophomore year.
Shit, I think there was a time I was with one of your friends. I think you've seen the weird kid, right? That made me look bad, apparently.
Oh my god.
Apparently.
I'd probably say something about that in my interview. When I first met you, a lot of people in the group can probably attest to this too.
What?
The kid did make you look bad, and you were kind of like a school shooter. You made me a little nervous when you was in the room. But it was that kid's, because, okay, this dude is weird, so his friend might be weird as well. So, you want to speak on that? Just that whole...
I mean, because I was part of that, I don't know, special, or what they're called?
Special needs.
Yeah, special needs. So, I didn't really have that many friends outside of those kids.
Did he go to your middle school?
No. But so, I didn't know anyone else, and everyone else seemed sort of threatening and intimidating, and didn't really fit my lingo of, people I would rather, hang out with. I felt like these kids would get me into trouble. So I was like, let me not get into, that sort of crowd. So I just hung out with him because he was, like I said, weird, but company. Company is company, so.
Okay.
Well, I do remember Joshua's crazy friend. We had a nickname for him. We called him the Joker, because he kind of looked like him, and he was crazy. He was stapling himself, all that shit. He looked crazy.
Yeah, in our foundations class with Wally, it was me, Joshua, Miggs, and that kid. He did the exact same thing, stapling his finger. I don't know what he was doing, but yeah, I do remember that kid too.
I believe it was Miguel.
Okay,
or David is one of the, I say Miguel. I think I met David afterwards. It was in global class with Mariah. He sat literally in front of me, and we just moved on from there.
Okay. Who else did you meet your freshman year?
I met David. I met you. Even though we didn't talk too much, we were just chill. The group, I think that's it. I think I probably met Daryl. That's about it.
Okay. Do you remember much your freshman year?
I was just focused on grades. I was just a school kid and trying to make as many friends as possible. Obviously, it worked out. But aside from that, nothing really crazy happened in freshman year. It was just a typical first year of school.
So you told me that you first met, one of the first people that you met was David, right?
Yes, the second person I met was David, yes.
What was your first impressions of David when you first met him?
He's too tall to be in the 9th grade. But in all seriousness, he was a unique individual. He wasn't the typical person. He was very eccentric.
Yeah, I mean, that was worse than an Italian guy describing someone's sexuality.
Anyway, my brother Louis, he's a little off to the side, foofy, up to the knuckle. He's a backwoods mechanic. He likes to play in the dirt.
You mean gay?
Oh, Mama! Not Peter! Mama, Louis not gay. He's creative.
Well, speak to me about your relationship with David as a whole. Even from then to now.
From then we were just vibing the entire time. Me and David were just we were like this. We just every time you see us in the hall, we just be and David. So most of the time, he was one of my better friends in the beginning of the first year, and then from there on, it got better and better. Obviously now we don't talk too much, but still.
It was you,
okay,
Kobe, as someone knew Jordan,
okay,
and if I remember, I think I knew about Miguel. I have seen Miguel around the school, but we never really talked to. But yeah, but if I say freshman year, I was more close with you and Kobe.
All right, tell me about your relationship with Kobe and I your freshman year. What was that like?
It was like the Three Musketeers, literally. What was it? We had almost every class together. lunch. Nigga used to get in trouble every day in class. What class was that? Science. We're fucking.
I know we had Mr. Mariah.
Not Mr. Mariah. Fucking live in environment. Yeah, live in environment. Yeah, fucking mainstream. Hate that bitch. If you're watching this, I don't mean it.
Do you remember much from your freshman year? I know for me personally, I remember a lot about senior year, junior year, sophomore year a little bit, but freshman year is not a lot. Do you remember a lot from that time?
I would say, actually, I do. Freshman year was like kind of a stepping stone for me, cause you know, like coming from middle school where I was bullied, and it's like I really never had that kind of connection with people, you know, cause like I was scared that I might get bullied in high school again. But it's like meeting you guys was like a good stepping stone. Like y'all made me step out of like my comfort zone and be more natural about myself, you know, and just like stop caring about what people think.
Sure.
Yeah, like Miguel. Miguel was, I think, the first. Miguel, Kevin, I think. Kevin.
Just people in the group.
Yeah.
So, do you remember much from your freshman year? Any of the classes? Were you scared at first going into it? Did you know a lot of people?
I think I was like a little confused, you know, like what to do. Confused about my future and everything.
Okay. I know.
It was interesting.
I know Taif and Miguel went to your middle school.
Oh yeah.
Correct. Tell me about your relationship with them and how did you talk to them in your freshman year since you went to the same middle school?
Yeah, I talked to Miguel because he went to my middle school. I recognized him, but he didn't recognize me. I recognized him, so I was like, talk to him.
Now, what about Taif? Did you meet Taif?
No, I didn't meet Syed.
Did you?
I saw him on the class, but I never talked to him.
Okay. Do you have a funny story from your freshman year? Anything that happened
I barely remember
outside?
anything. Outside?
Maybe anything that you took the bus, right?
Yeah, the fights that happened in the school, they were funny.
Okay. Now, like I said, we were talking about Taif. Tell me about your relationship with Taif. You guys are both Bengali. A lot of similarities, but a lot of differences. Just tell me about your friendship between you and him.
Like right now?
Yeah, beyond freshman year. Maybe just throughout high school or even to now.
Yeah, it's good. We're good friends. He's always goofy and everything. He's goofing around, making fun of his own country.
Okay.
For some reason, I don't know why.
Why does he do it? I don't know.
Roast his own country.
Was he doing it to make you react, or was
I don't know. No one knew what they were doing back then. You know, they just were doing it.
Any other takeaways from your freshman year?
Freshman year.
Was that the only people you met? You said you met Miguel first. You knew of Taif. Did you know anybody else in the group, like Christian, Deivid, anybody in Trinity?
No.
Who was the first person you met?
Joshua. Outside of first day of school, outside the building, we were all waiting to get in. I met Joshua.
Okay. Who else did you meet your freshman year?
I met Angel, Miguel. We knew each other from middle school, and Syed too.
Okay. You told me that Joshua was the first person you met. Tell me about your relationship with Joshie.
Well, after that, after we were talking outside the school, we went in. You know, we didn't talk after that much anyways. Yeah, we didn't really see each other after that.
Do you have a funny story? I remember, I'm not sure if Kobe said it in his interview, but he was telling a story about how you and some other kid freshman year was walking and you told Kobe and Daryl to go the other way or something.
Oh, I remember that.
If you want to tell that as a funny story.
Alright, so he probably didn't give the full in-depth of what happened.
Okay,
but
so really quickly, give that.
Yeah, so I used to be cool with this one kid,
in freshman year. Me and Kobe weren't really like that. Like we weren't really cool like that. So one day me and his kids walking. He has his girl with him, walking with him or whatever. I'm kind of like the third wheel, just being that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And turn around, Kobe and Daryl are like walking behind us, but like they're not like walking behind us as in like they're, you know, gonna like talk to us or say what's up or nothing like that. They're just like literally following us,
just creeping behind
us, and they're like, it's not like a chill distance, you know. It's like they're like 15 feet behind us, but like they like, we're walking every minute. We see them like peering around corners and just like, so they walk up, or either they walk up to us, or we walk, or I walk back to them. And I'm like, yo, you guys good, bro? Like, what's going on? So I told him like, yo, just like walk the other way or something. Y'all are making this kind of awkward, you know. So I was a little bit of a fucking asshole in freshman year, but
well, that spawned a friendship right there.
Yes, it did. I'm not gonna lie.
And tell me your funniest story that you had in your freshman year. Any
Funny story that happened with one of us, or anything that happened to you, anything that you remember.
Funniest story. Nah, that's a lot. Most of which is what you just like. You just you know you getting a nigga tight, but you just don't stop. You keep on going.
Alright,
I don't know why.
Story,
but one story. Back it was me, you, I think Darrell and Carlos. A lot of y'all niggas don't remember Carlos. Yeah. We was chilling after school. And yeah, y'all was always like all over the place trying to like look for trouble and shit. I don't know how you niggas managed to catch niggas having relations in the state case, but niggas did it. Walk back there while some nigga was getting head, bro. Recorded the nigga too. I was like, yo, what the fuck? It's like y'all came out running and shit like that. You know how it went, bro. Those were good times though.
Oh man, funniest stories, man. I gotta be in Wally's class again. Like,
just those conversations.
It's just hilarious, man. It was so funny. And it was a great way to start our friendship, you know? Just like finding stuff that we connect to, you know, just ran with it to build up.
Okay, do you remember much from your freshman year?
No, I don't. I pretty much forget everything from freshman year.
Nothing at all.
No.
Just a blank slate.
Just blank.
Do you have any takeaways from your freshman year in high school?
I mean, it was bad. It was a bad year for me, honestly. Not really much to take away from it. Not much happened. Didn't really have much friends. And when I did have friends, we didn't really see each other much. So it was just a blur.
Okay, any other takeaways? You have a word to describe your freshman year?
Like I said, it was a blur. It was boring. Not much happened. You know, confusing. Everything was just fresh. So.
Okay. Any other takeaways from your freshman year? Anything else you want to add? If there's a class that you maybe had moments in, or is there?
I mean, the main thing was me meeting a lot of our friends from school. That's not for aside from David and Miguel and David and Daryl. I just met basically everybody in our class, in our grade, and it was a cool experience. It was very sad, but it was cool.
That's pretty much the end of the first episode. Apologies for the gloomier tone, especially in the earlier parts. I promise the tone will progressively get a little better as the series progresses. I'll probably give a little monologue after the end of each episode like this one. A question that you may or may not have is, why don't I have an interview? Don Brotherman, why are you not being interviewed in this series? Well, to keep it a long story short, I'm way too important. I'm pretty much the Nick Fury, Captain America, and Iron Man of the group. But besides that, let me give a little shout out to my favorite wage slave, David. No interview from him in this episode, but hopefully there will be one in the future. Also throwing some love to the sexier Christian and my boy Ibrahim. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
There will be no rules tonight. If there were, we'd break them. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Let's get down to it. Nervous hands and anxious smiles. I can feel you breathing. This is right where we belong. Turn up the music. Oh, 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 oh. This is the dance for all the lovers. Taking a chance for one another. Finally, it's our time now. Times that we'll remember, breaking the city side together. Finally, it's our time now. It's our time now. This is more than just romance. It's an endless summer. I can feel the butterflies leading me through it. Take my heart, I'll take your hand as we're falling under. This is an addiction, girl. Let's give it